Why hello there, humble viewer of this video. I'm gonna ask you a question. What do you think a parody is? Well, it should be known that a parody is an imitation of the style of a particular writer, artist, or genre with deliberate exaggeration for comic effect. Very well then, you and I know what a parody is, but apparently some people don't. Now, what the hell is this movie? Franny vs. Jdaughter, you're probably wondering. Well, it's definitely not what you're expecting, let me tell you right off the bat. Going in, I was expecting a parody of Freddy vs. Jason, so I thought, hey, I could get some ironic enjoyment out of this like I did with Velocipaster. But that is not what I got with this movie. Let me tell you, this movie is not a parody. It has no idea what a parody is. So if this movie isn't a parody, then what is it? Well, to be honest, I don't think I could even tell you what the hell this movie is, because I have no clue what this movie is trying to be. And sometimes I wonder if the movie itself had any idea what it was trying to be. I genuinely have no clue what the intention of this movie was or what message it was trying to convey, other than porn directors have a bad rep in the film industry. Okay, but I don't know. I really don't know what this movie is trying to tell you. I don't know what the hell message this movie wants to get out into the world. I don't know what any of this is. Thing is, this movie is trying to be so many things at once. At times it feels like a self-referential black comedy, but then at other times it just feels like some weird commentary about porn directors. So what the hell is this? Like, just make up your mind on what you want to be. Like I said, it's very clearly not a parody, and it's clearly not trying to tell me anything, because the only thing I learned from this movie is that movies that look like this apparently cost $2 million in budget, which I find incredibly hard to believe, and that certainly was not the budget for this movie. So what's the plot of this bizarre anomaly of a movie? Well, it concerns a director who apparently has to pitch in some ideas with a group of people, and he apparently has no clue how to direct a family-friendly flick, and that's what he's trying to get out on because he's too used to making R-rated shit. I don't know. That's what the whole plot of this movie is. I'm not even joking, because everything else that happens in between those scenes it's pointless. Some of it is just a dream and some of it isn't. I don't know. It's so convoluted. You know, maybe this could have been interesting if it was like a psychological film of some sort, but no. I mean, this is fucking Franny versus Jdaughter. Of course it's not. Of course it's not going to have any complex story in mind. This story is definitely very pointlessly convoluted, but that's only because I'm pretty sure the people who worked on this movie just had no clue what it is they wanted to make. They could have made a straightforward parody to the movie they're trying to clearly spoof, but no, instead they just took a weird direction with this. I watched this movie with my friends, by the way, and yeah, it was about as good of an experience as Birdemic 3 was for us. So we have a movie that doesn't know what it wants to be. But is it at least funny? Well, I could have forgiven this movie if it was at least funny, but no, it certainly isn't fucking funny, like, at all. This movie has some of the worst and saddest attempts at humor I have ever seen, and this is coming from a guy that has watched F the fucking Prom. I have watched a lot of movies with terrible humor in them, but the comedy in this movie is just pathetic. I don't know anyone older than a toddler who would laugh at this shit.
Fart. F-A-R-T. The reason that I ask is because I'm outside and I really, really need to fart. Where do I get a permit for that?
Oh, and this movie is obsessed with Kevin James for whatever reason. They like milk the same joke over and over again about his name. I don't know what the hell the punchline of that joke is supposed to be. It's not funny, and it's certainly not funny when it's repeated 1,000 times over and over again. There's also another funny and hilarious joke where the main girl starts reminiscing with this guy about their first porn together and how she got jizzed on by 10 guys, and he said cut. But then he responds with this funny line.
You're a keeper.
Actually, I said cunt.
Like, need I even say more? This is just sad, man. My 9-year-old little brother could come up with better jokes than this. Oh yeah, there's also this random neighbor character who keeps intruding and trespassing and interrupting the filming. And what purpose does this character serve? Nothing. He's just there to pad out the runtime. I have never seen a more pointless character in a movie in my life. Oh wait, I've watched Shark Exorcist before. Never mind. So you're probably wondering, what role does the Freddy and Jason parody angle play in this movie? Well, the answer to that is it doesn't. It's just there. It's just there as a marketing gimmick and nothing more. The only real vital purpose it serves is for this one painfully long bedroom scene where the character disguised as Franny starts haunting the other characters or something, and they get into arguments and disputes. And what again? This does nothing for the story. It's pointless. It's just there to happen. Pad out the runtime as usual. Oh yeah, and the ending of the movie gets all meta, where they look at the audience and say, "Ha, isn't that cute?" The only thing I'll give this movie is that it's not too long, but that is like below the bare minimum of praise that I can give it, honestly. This is just a movie that was really just meant to be a tax laundering scheme, if we're being honest. It's just a movie where random things happen, nothing in the story makes sense, and sex jokes 101. I would have been a lot less hard on this movie if it was at least ironically entertaining, but it wasn't. It's definitely not The Room or Velocipaster. And it's definitely not funny, like I said. The only laughs I got from this movie was from the fucking atrocious acting, especially with some of the scenes in between. And the dialogue in this movie is quite nauseating to listen to. There's nothing fun about this movie. There's nothing funny. There's nothing of value here. It's just a worthless experience, like Birdemic 3. This movie, like I said, is just a tax laundering scheme and glorified clickbait. The only other thing I could see it being is a commentary on porn directors, and that's not exactly something you want to see with a horror movie parody. Unlike Velocipaster, this movie fails spectacularly in every way at being ironic entertainment. There is nothing to enjoy with this movie. This was genuinely one of the most jarring experiences I've ever had watching a movie, and that's really saying a lot. My final verdict is that there are far better ways you could spend an afternoon of boredom. Like making paper airplanes, or going for a bike ride outside, or watching Godzilla vs. Gigan for the umpteenth thousandth time.